something with you. Ash and I are both entrepreneurs, and when we met, this, by the way, this is for anybody who has a dream in your heart to create an amazing business, and maybe it's not working or speeding or succeeding at the level in which you want, and you want to see it succeed, and maybe there's moments where you debate, should I give up on this? So we're going to handle that conversation. Right. Second conversation we're going to handle is, if you have a spouse or a girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, that either is in business with you or they don't understand why you're in business because you're maybe either not making the income you want, or maybe you're blowing through like your 401ks or your home equity loans, or you guys get what I'm saying, right? Like, or maybe they don't get what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give a little bit of a background from the very beginning, just real quick.
Sure.
When Ash wanted to start this company, right? When he wanted to start this company was a vision and a dream, and he worked for the food and beverage industry. He worked for a big company and worked on brands like Nature Made Vitamins, Monster, like worked on some really big brands, right? Herbalife and lots of network marketing brands. Emergency, like, and so he was kind of on the inside. If you ever want a real insight on what's in your product, because we may or may not get to this today, but if you ever want an insight, my husband is absolutely, in good faith, destroyed all these good brands that I thought were good, that I was putting in my body. And I say this because if you don't want to know the truth, don't message him. But if you do want to know the truth, there's my husband on Instagram. Go follow him right now. Go follow him, okay? Ash Gandhari. Go follow him on Instagram. I'm telling y'all, take a screenshot picture right now and go ask him if what you're taking is actually good, because he will tell you. Okay, like he will honestly tell you. So he's working for these companies, and he comes into one of our business masterminds, and at first you would ask me, you would say, what do you think?
Yep.
Right? What do you think? What do you think about me doing this?
That's right.
Right? And I would say, don't put that pressure on me, because if you make it or don't make it, I don't want that on me. Does that make sense? And secretly, I kind of like that you had like a steady job with good income. Like, it felt, as a woman, it felt nice and safe for me, right? I was like, this is great. I'm the crazy entrepreneur, and you make good money. You were debt free. And I was like, this is great. Right? And then all of a sudden he gets inspired by all you guys at our masterminds, and he's like, I got to get out there and do something. So one day you walk in, and he slams his hands on the desk. Like, no kidding. We're on a break at the mastermind. He comes up and he goes, I have to do this. I have to do this. Do you remember that day?
Yeah, I remember that moment. Yeah.
Speak up, because I got to hear you.
Yeah, I remember that moment. You know, our friend was speaking on your stage, and you were sitting back with me, and I said, I have to do this. It's not I want to do this. I have to do this.
Yeah.
I'll always wonder, what if I had? And it's not a matter of I want to or I'm asking your permission. It's I'm asking you to support me. I'm going after this.
Yeah. So that, by the way, for some of you guys who we would call that leadership, for some of you guys are still asking for permission from your spouses, your mommies, your daddies, your sisters, your investors, whatever, your people you're dating. Stop asking for permission, because you are unsafe in that moment. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Like, they might not like me saying this, but you're unsafe. Keith, find out who's got that background noise. You're unsafe in that moment, because you have you're not a non-negotiable. He became a non-negotiable to start this product. Okay, got it? Yes? He became a, like moving your hand out of the way. He became a non-negotiable. Once he became a non-negotiable, you'll see, we don't hide our husband-wife stuff. It's like, get your hand off there. So, so he became a non-negotiable, which then he became safe for me to back him. And then I backed him, and he started to build the brand. So. Yeah. Now I want to kind of catch up to what happened. So go back to...
That was 2016.
So our son was 1 year old.
1 year old, yeah. So 2016, I was driving back from ending an agreement and got everything secured. Everything
so
moving.
He quit his job.
Yeah, I resigned, and then I was coming back, and I secured a space to start building the production plant and everything like that. And I remember everything was like, it's exciting when you start a company.
Yeah.
Super exciting. Remember that night?
It's like journaling. It makes you feel.
Yeah, we had, a couple of my associates, my whole family was there. We had the first production run, came back, we're all tasting it together. So exciting. And then the reality hits of keeping up with it, getting customers, getting sales in the door. So after innovation comes, got to sell.
Yeah.
And so, I kind of hit the wall. I mean, just to be candid, I hit the wall. There was this moment, that I was like, why am I doing this? Do I really believe in this? And really, of course, I believed in the idea. I believed in what I was creating. I believed in the product, but it wasn't deep enough or rooted enough, to make it happen.
So we had a good friend come and teach a couple weeks ago, Terrence, on heaven and hell. And when I was asking Ash, like, what do you think was the main reason? Because, by the way, he shut the doors.
I shut the doors, yeah.
He shut the doors. That's when, how many guys are in Hardcore right now as one of our customers or clients? He moved into Hardcore and he built out our leadership division, which he fell in love with, right? So now you're in another confusing spot because you love two things.
Yeah.
You love the business you shut down and you love the leadership. How many guys got a couple things on your plate that you want to build, right? And just put me in the chat. Actually, put the number. Is it 2, 3, 4? Like, what are some of the things that, like, how many things do you have rolling around in your head that you want to build, right? Like, this is a good, like,
talking about this morning too.
Temperature moment. It's a good temperature moment. So I asked Ash, I said, what do you think, what did you learn from closing the doors, right? So we're not going to get into the hell. It was hell. It was trying to go from, he shut down his dream, right? This company, Highburst, which is now back, right? He shuts down his dream. He comes and works in Hardcore with his wife, right? And now you've got like the short version is I had to stay out of his division because it was like I was a dog peeing on his grass.
Yeah, you can't do that. I kicked those dogs out of my yard.
Yes.
And I put up a fence.
Yeah, and then he put up a fence. And then it was like, oh snap, we gotta walk through this. And it was tough, guys. Like, it was really tough. Yeah. I think we did well because both of us are strong leaders. Yeah. But we didn't do as well as we could because we didn't have meetings together. Yeah. And the reason why we didn't have meetings together is every time we met on the business, we would fight. Right? And then it's like one of those moments that you shouldn't do, that you want to take off the ring and throw it at them. I didn't do that. But like, it was moments like, I don't think we should be working together. Right? Like it was tough moments. How many guys are going through tough moments or maybe going through one right now? Put a T in the chat for tough moments. Like, put a T in the chat. Okay. So I'm hoping we can be an inspiration for you because we haven't worked together that long. And we've built some great things together, and it forced us to rise up, right? Like, if we could have sat in, you're wrong, but it forced, we want you, actually. He wanted to have a better story than we were having. And so whether you're the person who says something like this to somebody in your life or somebody says it to you, be receptive. You were very much like, we can do better.
Yeah.
We can do better. So I asked you, I said, what did you learn? Like, what took you from hell to heaven to starting this brand? Like, what was the difference? Yeah,
I would say, the first time around, I think I was struggling with it because I unenrolled myself out of the vision. I was never enrolled in it fully. I was doing it because I have a great idea. I know a lot here. I have all the contacts, and I think I could create a great product. So it became all about make the product. And so what I found is I was going into the funnel of just make the product better. And the product was great. The product is amazing. Shanda loved the product. A lot of people that had the product loved the product. It is literally what it is, which is our trademark, better than water. It is literally better than water. Yeah. But what was missing is there wasn't a strong enough vision and in marketing.
Perception. You said, if you're between heaven and hell, by the way, our friend Terrence talks about this with copy and AI, but it's like, you got to have a heaven and hell for anything to work, right?
Yes.
And he's like, where he sat was in lukewarm in between heaven and hell, right? So he really wasn't like, you weren't the cheapest in the industry.
No, we had a unique product, okay? We were the first to do the 2 gram sugar with coconut water. We were very, very, very unique. But that alone doesn't sell. A product doesn't sell. What people buy is a vision, and what the people buy is your stand, what you represent in their home, what you represent for them, what they can align with, which is this whole idea of heaven, and that's really what it is for us. A company, yes, the company's incredible, extraordinary. Zero caffeine gives you energy, gives you hydration. But what makes Hyburst and what makes it my stand, what makes me committed to spreading this around the world is really this idea that we're in it to let your light, have you shine your light.
Okay, but that's hard to read. So let me help with this.
Yes,
so,
it is. It's the other way around for you.
What I want you to do is think about your product right now, whether it's coaching, whether it's real estate, whether it's marriage, whether it's grief work, whatever it is that you do. In fact, go in the chat right now. What do you do? Right? Like, what is your industry? Right? What is your industry? Just do some work with me right now, because this is really powerful, because
Taxes.
like when he started and he was in this conversation of hell, all he did was work on the freaking product, right? Like, I'm like, how's the product different than this one? How's the product different from Celsius? Which, by the way, I just saw somebody taking Celsius that's having heart palpitations like really badly. I personally love this product. He's like, Shanna, do you realize that the balance?
It's not a balanced electrolyte system. It's got too much sodium.
Yeah, and so I'm like, oh, I kind of like the taste of it. He's like, yeah, but it's not helping you, right? And so now there's this, right? So this isn't about Hyburst. This is about you and us being transparent, because all he kept doing is reworking the product. And I'm like, you got to sell the freaking product. You got to sell the freaking product. You got to get the product. And like, to the point where I started getting out there selling the product. And I said, let's take the product to Costco. Right? We have friends, we go to Costco. He's like, it's going to be a few $100,000. I'm like, I don't care. I'll write the freaking check. Let's go to Costco. So he's like, but I'm afraid of chargebacks. And so I was like, oh, shoot. Like, what am I going to do? Like, you got to get this product out. So I share this. I share this with you. I share this with you because you got to understand, like, how many things are underneath the surface that are trying to stop you from succeeding. So when Ash and I were talking, he said there's two things that you need to understand when you launch a product. Number one is his product is better than water. You got to drink water, right? His stand is like, you got to be healthy, you got to be focused, you got to be hydrated. Everything falls apart without hydration. Who knows that? Put me, right? Like, everything falls apart. What's that for you? What are your two things? Right? And how do you connect it to something that people get? Like, I'm drinking the peach flavor. He's trying to get the raspberry lemonade to be the best one. We have a bet. I like the peach. Everybody seems to be liking these. He's like, I think my mango passion's gonna die. I'm like, no, it's good. But you guys all got to go get the product just to like send me a message and tell me how good the peach is. Okay. If you side on his side, I'm not going live again. I'm done. No, just kidding. And so, but my point is he went, okay, the hydration product is better than water. And he got that trademark a long time ago and never used it.
No, we used it. We used it right at the get-go, but it was under the old brand.
Yeah. So then people started to phone him and ask to buy the trademark for a lot of money. And I'm like, just sell the thing, right? Sometimes your spouse, your partner can't tell what's burning inside you. So in my head, I'm like, this is not my calling, it's his. And if you're not going to do it, sell the trademark, right? Sometimes you guys take that as somebody not supporting you. But what if it was an opportunity for you to decide, are you really going to fall into temptation and give something up? Or are you going to take a stand and show the people around you that you're serious about this thing? The second thing he said is he said that he goes, he's a stand for your body, but also your mind. And so what he did was inside the product, on the top of the product.
Each product, every time you open it, has a word on your life.
Yeah.
So basically it's every one of them has a word on your life.
So this one says advance with courage, right? Advance your day with courage, right? And all the messages are actually from scripture, but you wouldn't know that. Right? All you would know is that you're speaking life into yourself. Every time you open it up, you're speaking life into yourself. So he's like, Shanda, it's like, we are helping people spread the goodness. And that
people spread good.
That's his whole thing. He's like, if people can get that hydration, that Hyburst is better than water, and so remember, there's two things. I want you to write down two things for yourself, right? Like, my coaching is better than this, right? That's your distinguisher. And then what's the second thing that makes you way stand out that's connected to your heart? For Ash, his walk with God has been big. When we met, he said, and we got married, he looked at me and said, I didn't sign up to be married to a Bible thumping wife. And some of you guys have heard this, but I looked at him and I swear God gave me the words because I'm not this witty. And I said, why do you care if I read Forbes magazine or Inc. magazine or the Bible? Like, why is that? Like, why is that any of your concern if I'm not asking you to read it? Right now, he's got scripture on every single one of his hydration packets to help people expand their minds and their atmosphere and share
Their
the goodness.
emotions, yeah.
If you're good inside your body and you're hydrated, you have more energy. This is an energy product without caffeine. Without caffeine. My husband rarely drinks caffeine. He likes his cappuccino once a week, right? But he doesn't drink it because it's not good for you. Does that make sense? So he created an energy product without caffeine, but he also brought his soul into it, which is he realized that there's a miracle behind this company.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the miracle.
Yeah, so for me, look, 2016 we launched, 2019 I closed, hardest decision I ever made. Had to basically quit. I quit for the first time. I didn't finish something all the way through.
Yeah.
And I quit. I dropped it. And tough moment seeing everybody leave your warehouse and all the equipment is selling and leaving the warehouse and just washed away dreams and the bank account liquidated. I was in debt, if you remember.
$500,000.
$500,000 in debt. And I'd put everything I'd worked for all the years working up to that moment, and the security I brought to our relationship just was liquidated out. And very disappointing moment. And so I going down the path of discovering again who I am in business, because you lose that courage, you lose your identity when you lose something or drop out. And so I had to, I walked down that walk to bring back that identity piece, HCL being a big piece of that. And the moment where everything changed is someone called me before we moved to Puerto Rico. Someone called me and says, we want to buy your trademark Better Than Water.
And I said, sell it.
And he offered me I don't remember, $25,000, $30,000. And I came back and I said, okay, if I'm going to do this, it's going to be $150,000. So I put a proposal together for $150,000. We came to an agreement, and then he didn't follow through. He's going to regret that. He didn't follow through. So we moved to Puerto Rico. We went to church. I had not thought about High Burst. It had been sitting there just in the background, but I wasn't invested in it. I wasn't moving it forward in any way. We go to church, come out of church. A friend of mine from church comes to me and says, hey, I'm doing, $150 million on Amazon, and
you can't make this stuff up. There's a miracle coming to you.
That's
just
right.
Keep it on the forefront.
That's right. $150 million on Amazon a year as an agency, and I'm really looking to do my own products. And so immediately I thought of, well, you know what? Better Than Water. I got this trademark Better Than Water. I got this formula. I've got this product line. I've got all the branding done. We've been in the market. So why don't you just take this over and I'll take a percentage of that business?
Okay, let me give a little.
Context.
No, I think you're doing a great job, Ash. Remember that. Notice the state of his heart was a place of generosity. We have a good friend of ours that has a very, very large brand, almost $400 million brand, who came to Ash and said, give me your product and I'll put it in all of my races and I will rebrand it the name of our company. And Ash couldn't let it go. So I share this with you because there's many moments doors are opening in front of you. And you choose the $20 an hour job or the $50 an hour job. You choose the thing that you're doing in the weeds versus walking through the door. Like we have a friend, Kim's daughter, has an opportunity to come here and sit in through our masterminds coming up at the end of Puerto Rico. And she has a new business, and it would be extraordinary for both her new husband and her business. And because of proximity, they could sit through it. And it will be the best mastermind I've done to date. I'm telling you that. And I'm not being pompous. I'm telling you, it's the best mastermind I've ever put together for people to be able to get leads and be able to convert those leads in the room. And her daughter said, well, I just got booked for a job. And I was like, this is another moment that a door is opening for someone and she's choosing the job. She's choosing the $20 an hour job over the $20,000 month
Opportunity.
Do you know what I mean? Because of just being in the weeds. And so he had somebody come to him. I share this with you because I know that when you're on your calling, there are things that are opening up I'm certain you're missing. So what he wanted to do is hold on to this as his. Do you know what I mean? And I remember our friend saying, Ash, don't underestimate what
it takes to turn on the lights.
what it takes to turn on the lights and the fax machine already in, right? Like it's better to partner and grow than to start it all by yourself, was his point. And I already have this big animal, right? And so you passed on it.
Yep.
And then he tried to kind of get back to it, and the deal was gone. The moment was gone. So now he goes to church, and a guy, literally $100 million a year on Amazon, 150, whatever, has this like vision of starting his own thing. And Ash is like, here, take it. I've already turned the lights on. I've already plugged in the fax machine. I mean, the thing is done. It is an awesome product. It is the best product on the market for hydration, which equates to energy. And he goes, and literally, I mean, it's history. You became partners.
We became partners, and
then God started ushering it even more.
So we're going out to dinner with a friend of ours, and Shanna says, you know what? I'm just being called to tell you that tonight is about Hyburst, Hyburst. Some of you are asking, Hyburst, Hyburst, and it is on Amazon right now. It's available on Amazon in US, not yet in Canada or Mexico. It will be soon. And then eventually we're going to go to other markets. We're going to EAU and EU, but we're going to dinner, and Shannon says, I'm getting this call that you need to talk about Hyburst tonight. And so sure enough, the conversation comes like, what do you do? What is it? What is it you do? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, Shannon kicks me underneath the table. And I'm like, okay, I guess this is the cue that God's called for. And I said, well, I'm doing this hydration energy type product. I've been in this business for a long time, and relaunching this brand Hyburst with a partner. And he asked the next question, he goes, do you need funding? And in my head, the first response was no. We are self-funded. We have enough money, and I don't want to give any percentage of it away.
Do you see a pattern here? Y'all just saying, do you see a pattern here? Watch your patterns.
That's right.
Watch because the thinking equates to success, or it keeps running into the wall. Right? Okay, keep going.
And so we had already had our projections based on the money that my partner and I were going to put in. And the Lord had a different perspective on the business. And so I said, normally I would say no, but would you mind sharing with me why it would be valuable for a company at our stage to get funded now?
Cool.
And so he asked, let's meet Friday.
Why do you stop like that?
Because it's for impact. and so on Friday we met. See, she felt the impact.
No, that was Tom. I see Tom. He just loves you. It's just Tom.
No, it doesn't matter who it is. They felt it.
I'm picking him under the table for y'all.
I know. I'm feeling it. I'm about to go now. But on Friday we met, and sure enough, he chose to invest in the business and the valuation of the company. We valued that. It's been better for the company. We've attracted people that otherwise wouldn't have been attracted to our business to support us in building out. And I'm telling you, this has got so much. There's a blessing on this business, and I cannot wait to see what it causes in the world for people.
So they got they got a few $1 million funding, and they also have Garrett with Amazon. He's also a partner founder for Amazon. And so I share this with you for a couple reasons. I wanted to interview him on his story because when you've got a calling that won't let go, you got to get around people. Okay, so the first miracle door was somebody in our network that wanted to take it, that had a need for the hydration product. Sometimes your customers are the buyers, the consumers, and sometimes they're the partners that need your product, service, or offering, right? It doesn't have to be a hydration product, it could be a leadership program, it could be anything, right? And so first the door opens, he closes the door, then I open the door and I'm like, let's just walk it into we own our manufacturing plant at the time. Let's walk it into Costco. He's afraid of, he's afraid of chargebacks, so he shuts the door. And then we come here, and we now good friends of ours are the funding partners, and then also the marketing partners as they grow this company, which means it's not on Shanda Sumter, which is fantastic. I love that. It is his own company outside of what we're doing, which I also love, and he loves as well. But I share this with you because I'm a really big fan of partnerships, and it creates speed. Okay, and I really want to put it in everybody's heart to even just be open. You don't have to do anything, but just be open to thinking about your business a little bit differently and getting out of your house, right? Like if you're in Mention Me Live 1%, make sure you're in Puerto Rico at the Mastermind and become friends with some of the people that I'm bringing there. Right? Like create the networking, keep exploding it, right? If you've got a local association, don't go to a local association with people that are negative. Go to a nonprofit dinner and pay the $100 for the dinner and see who you meet sitting at the tables. Do you know what I mean? Like really get your value that when you've got something on your heart that just hasn't left yet, that God is asking you to have the courage to see it through and stop grounding it, right? Like just play with heaven and see what would happen if you just moved a little bit more on that every single day. And so your company you guys are doing better than you thought on Amazon. Can some of you guys do a search real quick? I'm going to show you guys my page. They're getting ranked on Amazon right now. So don't go to Amazon and type in high bursts, okay? Don't do that. But unless you already did it, then that's fine. Okay. But if you could go, and I'm going to show you guys Amazon right now. If you could go do a search for electrolyte powder packet, this would be a way. People always ask me, what can I do for you, Shanda? This supporting like the algorithms on Amazon would be really awesome for me right now, for my husband, is electrolyte powder packet. If you type that in and you go down, you're going to see high burst there.
Yeah, you may need to go to the second page.
Got it? You'll see high burst there. So currently that is on the second page. Okay, and so if you go type in electrolyte powder packet, even if you don't buy, if you buy, awesome, but even if you don't buy, go click on high burst and take a look at it. And you don't have to buy if you don't want to. If you want to buy, awesome, that's really awesome. But we need some of these keywords to start ranking. They're doing really, really well on the site. So electrolyte powder packet, they're doing really, really well on Amazon, and they're already profiting, which is great. And
if you love it, put a review after you receive it and drink it.
So good. Awesome. So no, you can't buy it in Denmark yet. Sorry, Tanya. You can order it and send it to me and get it at the Mastermind. Awesome. So anyway, long story short, we just wanted to encourage you to say, get yourself so good that you spread the goodness. Right? Whether it's with high burst or whether it's with your brand, think about the people who need your product and service and think about who you can partner with. But at the very least, ask yourself, what is the door that has opened up before this moment that maybe you shut? And what is a door that could be opening up right now? And if you just put it in front of you, like I just felt the nudge from heaven, and I was just like, Ash, stop talking about the things that are not important, right? Like stop talking about my business, stop talking about leadership, although leadership is important. Like just grab a hold of this thing that God gave you and just realize it. And by the way, the scriptures on each packet were not even a thing in his head yet.
Oh, it was this cross. We're going to put a cross.
Yeah, and his partner's like, we're not putting a cross. Right? Like he's like, I'm not aligned with that. And this is where leadership work is really powerful, because you can get frustrated and mad about those things, or you can work with your team and trust and have faith that sometimes resistance coming up to you is trying to get you to step up and learn how to play team with the people around you, right? And you'll end up landing in a better place. They landed in a place that just lights you up, and you're so proud of this product. I'm so proud of you. I'm glad that you didn't let this go. I'm glad that you allowed me to step in front of you and say, you got this, and don't talk about hardcore anymore, right? And literally it was almost immediate that the door opened and it's off to the races. So if you can't find it, you could just you can go to highburst.com if you want on Amazon, right? You can go to highburst on Amazon, or you can go to electrolyte packet. It's on page 2.
Or you can buy it directly at highburst.com.
Or you can buy it directly at highburst.com. Cool. So yes, you can affiliate. I don't think they're set up for their affiliates yet, but maybe they are. I don't know. But that wasn't the point. The whole point was really just to share the story, you guys. Like, this brand was not ever leaving him no matter what he did.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah, and it is vegan, non-GMO, gluten-free, natural, etc.
So good. Awesome. Okay, was that inspiring? Can you guys say love you? Don't leave because I'm going to go to VIPs so that they can ask some questions. Everybody's like, I want an affiliate link. Okay, so good. All right, you guys, I will see you tomorrow. And please do not let the dream die inside you. If you've got an idea that's hovering on the top of your head, let this be that heaven prompt that says, the reason why you have that idea is you're being used. So step into it, used in a good way. You're being used from heaven. So step into it and just start talking about it. That's all I said to Ash, just start talking about it. Like just talk about it. And as you just started to talk about it, it was so quick that things came together. Okay, sound good? All right, social media, we say goodbye to you. Peace out. We'll see you tomorrow.